There we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the program. And thank you very much, Jorge, for a great introduction. And yes, um, calcium, we call it calcium, but it's really so much more. Um, it's uh, we're going to find out some things about our calcium product that perhaps you haven't heard of before. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the screen. Okay, can everybody see that? Good. All right. So we call it calcium. Um, I would like to see the name changed because it's much more than calcium. Its full name is calcium D from milk. And you'll see on the slide here, the subtitle, The Way Nature Intended. Now, why would we say that? Certainly, most consumers would prefer.
Dr. Jimmy Gutman, I think you got muted. I don't know why or how, or you are unmuted, but we can listen to you. Can you write if you can listen to me? And if you lost Dr. Jimmy Gutman as well?
Yes, we can hear you, George. Just not
Can you
Jimmy.
hear me?
Better. Yes. Perfect.
Okay. So just in case I'll start over. So calcium D from milk, and you see that the subtext here is the way nature intended. Now, why would we say that? Certainly, most consumers would prefer to take an all-natural product because there are several other reasons, and I'm sure that by the end of this presentation, uh, you'll all be quite convinced that this product is head and shoulders above all the other forms of calcium available on the market. So let's make some comparisons. Now, if I were to go with you over to the local pharmacy or the local health food store, um, the we'd be able to find many forms of calcium. And the most common form of calcium available in a supplement by far is what's called calcium carbonate. So if you pick up the calcium and you look at the ingredients, most of the time it's going to say calcium carbonate. So what is calcium carbonate? Well, quite simply, calcium is a mineral and it's dug up from the earth in the form of rocks, and the most common of which is called dolomite. And dolomite has a number of different applications besides calcium carbonate in pills. But we dig up this calcium from the earth. And calcium carbonate is also used to make blackboard chalk. So the chalk that you see at school underneath the blackboard, this is calcium carbonate. And this is why we don't get upset when a 2-year-old toddler eats a piece of chalk because it's not going to hurt him. So let's look at some other products that are sold as natural sources of calcium. This is not quite natural. An increasingly popular source is oyster shells. You gather these oyster shells, you crush them up, and you extract the calcium from them. Now, remember, oyster shells or oysters are filter feeders. So whatever toxins appear in the water, by definition, pass through the oyster. Here we see on the dock a worker attempting to clean these shells. I hope he does a good job if people are going to be eating up these crushed shells. Another natural source comes from animal bones. After we remove the meat and the hide and use it for leather, we can take their bones and crush them up to make calcium supplements. I'm not even going to talk about that one. Now look at this beautiful picture of another sort of filter feeder that we call coral. I mean, this is just gorgeous. But fortunately, most coral reefs are highly protected from people damaging them. When I was a kid, we can go out and do some snorkeling and swim around the coral. Now, that's very hard to do. These coral reefs are protected, and they really don't like human beings touching them, and they certainly don't like them harvesting them. But there's calcium from coral. So unless you start your own coral farm, your source of coral is likely to be far from pristine. And here we see coral that's been washed up onto the shore. This is easily accessible. And this is a source of calcium. So let's look at a human being's very first source of calcium, and that is mother's milk. Even a newborn's immature digestive system can absorb this calcium, and this, in fact, is the type of calcium we all can absorb efficiently. Of course, at Immunitech, we don't use humans' mother's milk. That would be difficult logistically. We get ours from specific herds of cows. There may be people that have issues there with dairy products, whether it's lactose intolerance or an allergy to specific proteins in milk. But let me draw attention as to how the calcium is actually obtained. All the lactose is removed, so lactose intolerance is a non-issue. All the water is removed, so that many water-soluble toxins are removed. All the fat is removed, so the fat-soluble toxins are also removed, and the protein is also taken away. So if you have a protein allergy, this will not affect you at all. And all what's left is just a pure mineral complex. It's a mineral complex, which includes calcium that we get from this milk. It's not just calcium, it's a mineral complex. So now you've seen that these other sources of calcium, whether they're natural or not, are not the types of calcium that we are meant to absorb very well or very efficiently. We're not meant to be absorbing calcium from oyster shells or from animal bones. Immunitech uses calcium derived from milk. Not only is it the calcium that we've been designed to absorb from birth, but it's also extremely absorbable and extremely bioavailable. It's bioavailable. This is very important. And what's underappreciated is that this mineral complex is not just calcium, it's so much more. Let's take a look. There's magnesium in it, and phosphorus, and potassium, and iron, and zinc, and copper. And in that green diagram, you'll see all the critical roles that these minerals, that these elements play in healthy bone metabolism. So you're not just getting calcium, you're getting all of these. And the only thing that we add to this, I mean, all of those show up naturally in pure milk calcium, except for the vitamin D. This we add. Vitamin D is essential for healthy bones, and recently we've effectively doubled the amount of vitamin D in the product because the more studies that we do, the more apparent it is that much of our population is vitamin D deficient. Finally, let's close off with a really short series of slides that absolutely nails down what we said earlier, the way nature intended. Okay, so here's a picture of a bone, and next to it is a chart with minerals that show up in the bone. We see that calcium is 25%, and then you have these other minerals, and it shows you their relative percentages. This is human bone. This is what a human bone is made up out of. Now let's look at your standard calcium supplement that you're going to find at the health food store or at the pharmacy, calcium carbonate. What does it have in it? It has calcium in it. Occasionally, some companies will do calcium and magnesium, so it has two things in it or one thing in it. Take a look at this. Look what appears in calcium D from milk. Not only does it have all the minerals that appear in human bone, but almost at the same exact ratio that it appears in human bone. This is not a coincidence. We don't mix it up that way. It comes that way. This is what nature intended, to give you the perfect and total bone nutrition. This is not an accident. This is what nature intended for you to use as a mineral source and as a calcium source, because it reflects perfectly the contents of your own bone. So calcium D from milk, why would you choose any other calcium supplement? I mean, you show this to somebody, explain it this way, and there's no way they're going to continue taking the calcium that they've bought in a store. So that was a short presentation, but I think it really makes the point. I can't see why anybody would take any other calcium.
Totally. Well, I invite everyone to drop a questions, but I would like to jump first with my questions. So please, everyone, write down your questions, because Dr. Jimmy Gutman will obviously help us. So I will go first, so everybody starts to open the discussion as well. So my first question is, what time of the day is the best time to take calcium D?
Well, it depends how much you're taking. Taking more than 500 milligrams at a time, probably not all of it will be best absorbed. You're going to lose some of it. So if you're taking, let's say, 1,000 milligrams a day, you may want to break it up into 2, 3, or even 4 times. For someone like yourself, Jorge, you probably only need 2 a day, and you can easily take them in the morning.
Okay.
So if you're, let's say, a middle-aged or older woman, you want to take it several times a day. They'll be taking more, but you don't want to take them all at the same time. Good question.
So that was one of my following questions. People with osteoporosis should increase the doses apart from 2 tablets per day?
Yes, they should. And their doctors will also give them guidelines as to how much mineral calcium they should take. I'd be surprised anybody who has osteoporosis will already have a calcium prescription. So just use the milligrams that you're normally using. But somebody with osteoporosis would probably be using at least a gram a day, 1,000 milligrams.
Great. One other question that I have here, but you already explained, is if this calcium is lactose free. I don't know if you want to develop a little bit more.
This is very, very important because people will see the word milk on the package and they'll assume that lactose is in there. The lactose is completely gone. The fat is completely gone. The water is gone. The protein is gone. And all that's left is a pure mineral complex. Everything else does not exist in the pill.
Great. There is a question in French. I don't know if Dylan can help me to translate that one. There's one in English, and then Dylan can help me with the other one. Should older individuals take more calcium? That's from Tom Aldershow.
Yes, Tom. After when we're younger, we all need about the same calcium. When women reach middle age, they probably need a little bit more. But when we get into our 70s and 80s, men start to really require calcium as well. So it's age dependent. It's age dependent. But for most of our lives, women will require more calcium than men.
Okay, so I will jump in just for the question in French. How do we know which dosage is the right for us?
Yes, so we've been discussing that, and what I will do, I know that there are recommended doses on the calcium supplement bottle, but what I'll do is I will develop a more elaborate dosing chart because this seems to be a very common question. So look for that, and through Orge, I will get it out to the public, and I'll make it easy for you. I'll make it easy for you.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, Mac, what will be the dose? So Dr. Jimmy Gutman will be sharing that information. There's one question from Tina Rempel. There has been people saying that if they take the calcium in the daytime, they get sleepy. Why does it do that? Is that correct?
I guess it could happen. That's very unusual. It's the first time I've heard that. So I don't know the answer. I don't know if that's the case, but I'll check up on that.
Oh, thank you. I have one question that I was reading on the product fact sheet about the bioavailability. I have seen your charts about immunocal and the bioavailability, which makes totally sense. But what about the calcium and the bioavailability? What does it mean really for a calcium?
When we look at calciums that come out of the ground in the form of rocks or the form of shells, these are not easily absorbed. Much of the calcium just ends up being passed through your digestive system. But the calcium that we find in milk, it's the way we've been designed to absorb. It's in milk comes from mothers. Mothers make milk to feed infants with immature digestive system that require easy availability and easy digestibility and easy absorption. It's really no comparison.
Good to know that. Is this product for diabetic people?
Not a problem in diabetes. Absolutely not a problem.
And then we have one question from Veronica Range. Is it true that vitamin D absorbs better with fat? Therefore, we should have it with a meal?
In fact, a lot of people are saying that. Yes, that's
okay. And there's one interesting question. Could kidney stones be a problem?
What's the question?
Could kidney stones be a problem?
Um, People, that's a controversial one. There are many different kinds of kidney stones, and clearly the most common type of kidney stone is one that contains calcium. The calcium that's problematic for kidney stones is what's called mostly calcium oxalate. When pure calcium is taken, it can be problematic for the development of kidney stones. But it seems when the calcium is mixed with these other minerals, it's much less of a problem. There's also a question that comes up about the use of calcium and its effect on increasing the risk of heart attacks, especially in older women. And one of the flaws in this study is that, again, they looked at just pure calcium. When you look at calcium when it's mixed with other elements, which this calcium comes with many other elements with it, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
I
Great.
also have a question from Natalie. Does calcium help with cramps?
It depends on the cramps. There are cramps that might be helped with calcium. There are cramps that might be helped with magnesium. There are cramps that might be helped with potassium. It really depends on the cramps.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Jimmy, for sharing very interesting all the information. Thank you.
It seems that most of the questions, Jorge, were related to dosing.
Yes.
So clearly that's a problem that we need to address. And yeah, we'll take care of that for you.
Amazing. I will be sharing with everyone who is connected here. Please take a look into your leaders because they will probably have that information. And thank you very much, Dr. Jimmy Gutman. I would like to share with everyone what is up with this calcium, the promo that we have for this month, if you allow it to me. So after listening carefully to Dr. Jimmy Gutman, I'm pretty sure that you are going after your promo, calcium, buy 3 and get 15% discount. You know, each one of these bottles costs $25. The normal retail price is $25. If you're a consultant in this call, you can have it for 44 Canadian dollars. So that means $15 each. That is a total of $10 each bottle discount. If you have customers at 10%, listen to this. You're a consultant, obviously you have customers who are at 10 and 25%. Any customers that you may have at 10%, the package will be at $57. So that's less than $20 each bottle. And if you have customers in auto ship, that means 25% discount, the promo will come up to $47.87. That's $16 each bottle. So start calling your customers, start calling everyone in your organization to have at least one of these promos in their order. So some good news. I have a request from Lucien, Guylaine, and many leaders from Quebec. They really wanted to add a promo in each auto ship. This is possible. You just need to go into your auto ship and add your promo. Whatever the promo you want, just add it to your basket. So take advantage of it. I want to share as well that we have a Thanksgiving Day pack. Hey, this is a great news. Each one of our products in the Immunocal franchise at a total of $299. And that, moreover, if you're a consultant, this is 1,000 volume points, okay? So take it because it's only until October the 15th. Only until October the 15th. We have also 1,000 PV's promo pack, which includes one Immunocal, one Platinum, one Immunocal Booster, one K21 Plus, and the three main product supplements, which is a multi, a calcium, and an omega. So, and the last one, sorry for this. So for every single consultant who has placed an order of 400 points and above, you will have the option to buy one box of Immunocal Booster at a price of $49.9. So before leaving, I want to leave you with our amazing Carlos San Roman, who is now going to share about the product, like the promo, to support many children that need your support. So Carlos, good evening, my friend.
Hello, guys. My name is Carlos. I'm the events coordinator for North America. And I want to, first and foremost, come in and say hello to everybody. I see a few names that I do recognize from the US. I don't have too much contact with Canada, but I'm going to begin. Chino or Dylan, can you project the bundle that we have? It's the ImmunoKids bundle. We want to close out the year in a fantastic manner. This bundle was designed specifically for you guys. It is a bundle that is going to be available for auto ship, for existing consultants, as well as customers. If you have 10% customers or 25% auto ship customers, this bundle is for you guys. We designed it with a lot of love. It's only $195 for consultants. It's available October, November, and December. And we are donating $5 from every bundle to Children's Medical Center Foundation, which it's divided into two things, which is the clinical research and the Thrive Clinic. So it's two amazing things that these $5 are going to, and you're going to get your own ImmunoKids bracelet. So I'm very happy. This bundle, for the first time in Immunotech history, we're having the same bundle in 3 countries, the exact same bundle. One Immunocal regular, one booster reds and greens, multi, omega, and of course the calcium. For the first time, it's available in Mexico, US, and Canada. So if you have downlines in Mexico, if you have downlines in America, if you have downlines in Canada, please share. I mean, I'm not saying, hey, don't buy the other bundles, but this one has a cost, and we are helping extend the lives of children. If you buy the bundle in Mexico, we have another foundation which is called Niños en Alegría, which is Children in Happiness, and we're donating 100 pesos from that bundle toward a healthy breakfast to a very poor community in Acapulco, Guerrero, which a lot of kids, like, we sometimes don't even think, but there's a lot of kids that go to school on an empty stomach. So we're definitely fighting that. Right, and also we purchased a big water system for them to have clean water at school, so they can wash their hands, so they can even drink from there, because some of them have to walk 45 minutes to an hour to get to school. So this is what we're doing right now. Latin America and North America. I haven't gotten to Europe yet. 2024, I'm getting to Europe. I'm building them as we speak, a bundle for them. So if you have downlines over there, we're coming to your neighborhood in 2024. So like I said, I'm not asking you to not buy the other bundle. All I'm asking you is to think about it. Maybe share it with some people that maybe you have downlines that haven't purchased product in 6 months. This is a very good price because it's not cheap. It's a great price. So maybe to attract those people that have not made a purchase in a long time, that would be wonderful. And also, if you notice in your back office, if right next to events, I believe, in between events and Immunotech Pay, there's the ImmunoKids link, which you can click. And if you click on donate, you will see the 3 basically charities that we're involved with. So I wanted to take the time to thank you guys. like I said, it's a bundle that's going to be available October, November, and December, US, Mexico, and Canada. So if you want to maybe remove your auto ship bundle that you have for the next 3 months and add ours, I would be really, really grateful, and obviously the kids as well. Thank you very much.
Sharing is caring. Thank you very much.
That is correct.
And remember, we will have our glutathione call next week, which will be diabetes. So remember, share please this next week call, which is going to be massive. So I invite you to share with the people that you know and that you care, and see you next week. Thank you very much, everyone, for connecting. Take care.